on March 1775, the largest and most populated colony, Virginia, held a meeting on whether to support the revolution or not. George Washington was there. Thomas Jefferson was there. James Madison was there, and a host of others. And they talked about it for an hour, then 2 hours. Then toward the end of the meeting, a young attorney stood up. And he said some words that were similar to this. He addressed the president of the convention, Mr. President and gentlemen, it is normal for man to indulge in the illusions of hope and to shut his eyes against the painful truth and listen to the song of the siren until it has turned us into beasts. Is this the part that wise men should play? Shall we be the kind of people who, having eyes, choose to see not, having ears, choose to hear not the things which affect our temporal salvation? If we are going to stay free, we must fight. I'll say it again. We must fight. They say, sir, that we are weak, that we are not able to confront such an adversary. But when shall we be stronger? Next week? Next year? Should we lay here supinely on our backs until our enemy has us bound hand and foot? Besides, we are not weak. We are 3 million strong at this time. People in the cause of righteousness, praying to the God of justice. There is a God that presides over the destinies of nations, and He will raise up friends to fight our battles for us. Anyway, the battle is not always to the strong. It is to the valiant, to the active, to the brave. There is no choice. There are people that pray for hope, but there is no hope. They pray for peace, but there is no peace. The battle's already started. There's blood that has been shed, people that have been killed. Let it come. I say again, let it come. Is peace so sweet? Or freedom so dear as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery? Forbid it, Almighty God! I know not what course others may take. But as for me, give me liberty or give me death. And at that moment, there was not a sound in the convention. What else was left to be said? As we say in modern day vernacular, Patrick Henry dropped the mic and walked off the stage. It was shortly after that they voted to support the revolution. But what you need to understand, those words, those wonderful words, those idealistic words, are nothing but words from a mouth. They are nothing but words that can be read off of paper until there are men and women that are inspired enough to stand up, to sign up, to arm up, and to do what has to be done to make idealism a reality. And the people that we call that are people known as the United States Armed Forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. The 5 fingers on the hand of the nation that when they come together form a fist attached to the arm of the nation that above any nation in all history has used their power not for conquest, not to build an empire, but to deliver freedom and liberty. And even when we have not done it right, even when we have done things that maybe had not supposed to have been done, we had the priorities right. There is no nation in all of history that even compares to the United States of America. People that believe they were endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And yet all of that is just words. Words spoken that mean nothing unless there are men that are willing to stand up and to put their life, put their family, put their own self at risk to make them a reality. We call them the military of the United States of America. The United States of America defeated Britain. Later, we defeated the Spanish. We fought a civil war to get our own house in order. And then look what we have done in the past 100 years. In World War I, when they did not know the balance, it was the United States that came in and tipped it and won the battle. In World War II, we fought on the European front. We fought on the Pacific front to change world history. Since that time, we have been in Korea. We have been in Vietnam. We have been in Afghanistan, Iraq, and all the places of the Middle East, all over the world, always trying not to conquer, but to liberate and to free. There is no nation anywhere that has ever had a history like the United States of America. All made possible by those that are willing to serve in the armed forces of the United States of America. And what has that caused? What has happened? Look at what has gone on in the past 150, 200 years. Because they ensured the freedom. Because you can live with freedom to talk like you want to. Freedom to worship. Freedom to meet. Freedom of arms. What kind of nation has that produced? America has produced more. We have invented more. We have improved more than anything in the past 5,000, 6,000 years. If we didn't invent it, we improved upon it. What would your life be without electricity? Ben Franklin, Thomas Edison. What would your life be without the internal combustion engine? No, we did not invent it, but it was Ford that invented the assembly line where everybody could have one. From computers to whatever it may be. America has led the world, always with the best of intentions. Incredible country that you are a part of. All made possible by those that are willing to stand up and fight for your freedom and your liberties and your rights.